used to run a web development graphic design business for 10 years before my job. And I hired a lot of people freelance and usually out of the country because that's what I could afford when I started my business. So by giving people these basic computer skills, like in a computer lab, data entry, these are things that when people are going through awkward transitional phases, not just trans people, but people in transit. You know, when you're going through these transitional phases, and maybe it's hard to show up a certain way, but you can, as long as you can get to an internet connection, you know, you can make money. So our idea here is to create these things where they can take businesses in their own hands and become freelancers and start to have an entrepreneurial mindset, which it may not be at the stage yet of starting a company, but it may be around the time management, things around, you know, what jobs do I take on, what do I say yes to, what do I need in order to prepare myself for this job that I just took on.
Basically, it has been heartbreaking to try to get people interested in this from the LGBT community and see them not care and see them say that's not my issue as a gay cis male. It's been very heartbreaking because the trans community has been alongside them throughout the years, fighting for these fights. So what we have found is to amplify our own voices. We've used our own blog talk radios, our hashtags on Twitter, Girls Like Us, our YouTube channels, our Facebook posts and pages. And what we've done is, you know, people like Janet Mock, Laverne Cox, a lot of us, what we're doing is we're amplifying our voices, but we're also training other trans people that are coming up to have the language to speak on their behalf and to tell their own stories, because basically the media gets it wrong. Miss Janet Mock. You know, and I told him I have to have this list. If she's on the list, I have to have a list that's going to read her name, because she's been such an inspiration to me, and I love the fact that she's opening the door for all of us to tell our stories, for girls like us to communicate with one another and to support one another, right? And so I thank you very much, Janet, for doing that mock interview for the night before my final interview, which landed me the job. Thank you very much. When you are trans, you don't transition into a woman. You just become more of yourself.
I just heard an amazing keynote speech by Angelica Ross, talking about the power of being visible and the power of, I think, developing your own agency to create your own story.
Love and courage. For me, those are pretty much the two most fundamental things that you need as a trans person. Really, as any person. And for me, I feel like I came across that by living through my experience as a trans person and understanding that I couldn't get anywhere if I didn't have love, if I didn't love myself.